Hey, hi, Unmesh. Yeah, it's indeed our pleasure to have you as our esteemed speaker for ETA GTR 2020. This is the fifth edition of the conference. Guys, please welcome Unmesh. I know that he's written a few books on Selenium. He's a techno evangelist in most of the areas, especially in testing and test automation, and doing a lot of stuff. He has been an inspiration for me and many others, and it's for the first time that we have been able to rope him as a speaker. We have been after him for last four editions. This is going to be one wonderful edition of GTR. So thank you so much, Unmesh, for coming on board. Can we start with asking you about your topic, which is chaos engineering, and talk a little bit about yourself? I'm sure that there's tons which I have not spoken about.
Thanks, Aditya. I'm really excited to be part of the event this year. So I'm Unmesh Gundecha. I have over 20 years of experience in the IT industry. I started my career as a software developer. I was building point of sale applications, and you could see these applications around stores in Pune and Mumbai. But a few years later, I accidentally got into testing and automation. I was requested to train people on Visual Basic. There were testers who were adopting the new testing tool. So I got into the automation field, and I was really excited. I worked with some of the big customers around that time, implementing one of the largest test automation projects. So that's where my journey started as a tester. And most of my time in this industry, like I've worked on strategy, design, and execution of test automation projects and solutions. I built my expertise in various commercial and open source tools during this time, and worked with BFSI domain with some of the biggest product companies and the banks. I'm also author of Selenium Testing Tools Cookbook and Learning Selenium WebDriver with Python, which are published by Packet Publications in UK. And in recent years, I developed an interest in DevOps and developer experience, and currently leading that practice at my current work. I am based out of Singapore, and I lead a small team of specialist DevOps and test engineering folks here. So I'll be presenting about a completely new topic of chaos engineering. You're probably hearing a lot about chaos engineering and site reliability engineering. Especially it is getting popular within DevOps community. So one of the characteristics of high quality software is resiliency. And what that means is the application can perform acceptably under adverse circumstances, right? Adverse circumstances constitute things going wrong in the production environment that might bring down the entire application, or it can degrade the performance of the application or the system. It could also involve defects in the application that might crash the application or cause it to generate errors and results into not so happy or not so great customer experience. So the discipline of chaos engineering has its roots at Netflix. So Netflix is one of the biggest streaming providers, and they wanted to ensure that they provide a very consistent experience to their customers. And they adopted cloud-based distributed streaming service platform, and they wanted to be very robust enough to withstand the unexpected failures. And a bunch of engineers at Netflix started working on chaos engineering discipline based on the theory of resiliency engineering. And they built tools and practices and experiments to simulate different types of failures, like network failures or data centers going down, or a cloud region going down, or incidents like distributed denial of services, DDoS attacks, and or any kind of failure that they can anticipate. This helped them to ensure their systems are resilient, learn from these experiments about the characteristic of system. It also helped them prepare for such kind of incidents and how to react to such incidents. So that's all I know. I'll be talking about chaos engineering. And this session will be focused around testers and what they can learn from this discipline, how they can participate in chaos engineering events, and what value that they can add. So I'm sure this will be an exciting topic for everyone to learn and practice.
Yeah, I'm sure that this is one of those things which is completely in and would be very, very wonderful for folks to really learn something which is cutting edge. Just leading on to my thoughts here, since you talked about two things. One is that you are leading a DevOps practice, plus basically talking about something which is on the cloud, chaos engineering, with applications moving towards cloud a lot. Do you think that for the tester of today, it makes sense to learn something like cloud and DevOps technologies?
Yeah, absolutely. And having a knowledge of cloud and DevOps technology will definitely add a great value to their career. And most importantly, understanding the nature of the systems that are developed cloud native or deployed in cloud. It can there are different challenges with deploying the software in cloud, and especially around the resiliency, performance, and testers can add a great value to design, to architecture, to validate the performance of the system within these environments. So I believe having these skills will definitely help testers to practice these new technologies better.
Unmesh, thanks for answering that wonderful question and letting us know that yes, DevOps and cloud is really important for the testers. But if you normally talk about your entire 20-year career, what has been your key inspiration? What keeps you going? Because I see you keep on picking up some very cutting edge stuff, and you are a hands-on person yourself. So, in spite leading a team where you are heading some of these units, what keeps you motivated to do things with your own hand and keep you getting your hands and feet dirty in the technology?
Yeah. So probably it goes to my inspiration, which is my dad, and he was a science teacher in a rural India, and he had a tremendous passion for innovation in education and building low cost science experiment labs in rural India. And I always looked at his work and the way he wanted to bring some of the experiments that are possible only in a high cost labs to the low cost labs, right? That inspired me a lot about innovation, creativity, and especially innovation under constraint. And I sincerely try to apply that in my work. So I am mostly self-learn. Whatever the computer engineering I learn or software engineering that I learn on my own. I'm a commerce graduate, but during my college days, I developed curiosity for computers and software, and I learn a lot of these things on my own. And I like to share that with my followers or colleagues or anybody who wants to learn these topics, right? So I keep sharing this information. I spend a lot of time going through books on technology, videos, or these days we have Medium post or Twitter. These are great places to learn and share and care about your community.
Yeah, very true. I think both the things that you talked about, Medium and also Twitter, are something which are very important for today's tech people to go at. And it's really great to know about your dad and the inspiration. Thanks for sharing that. So, on a normal chit chat that we want a little more with you, where do you come from, and is there something special about that place that you would like to share about?
Yeah. So I come from Maharashtra, though I'm from Rajasthan region in India. My family settled in Maharashtra for many years, and I belong to a town called Ahmednagar, which has very historical context. It has been ruled by Mughals and also important cantonment for the British Army. The best thing about my hometown is the culture, the historical heritage that it has, and the weather. That's all I like about my hometown.
No, great to know. So other than the technology, other than basically Medium, Twitter, and picking up new things and all, do you have any other interest like food or movies? Anything especially that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, so I like food, though I'm strict vegetarian, but I like to look at different recipes, the videos. I spend most of my time on YouTube watching the street food videos, the street food reviews, and I try to make some of those dishes on my own. So
Wow.
in COVID-19, I'm here in Singapore, and my family is in India. So I got a lot of time to prepare these dishes or recipes and learn the cooking. So I love food, and I like to experiment with different type of cuisines.
Wow, amazing, actually. So, which is your favorite dish among so many that you would have tried, especially the ones that you have prepared in last few months in the COVID-19? Which is one dish which has come out really nice and you would like to mention it now with us?
I love Italian cuisine, and I think I made a pizza and pasta for the first time on my own, and I really love it. And I got the right equipment here and right ingredients, so it came out really well.
Wow. So, was it from scratch, like even the pizza base, and you were able to get some yeast and all, or was it basically a prepared bread that you used for only the topping and putting it in the oven?
No, it was from the scratch, all the
Wow.
ingredients from scratch and all the toppings and everything you have to cut, and I literally got everything from different places so that I can make a perfect pizza and pasta.
Amazing. So I'm just wondering that other than the technology conference, we should actually host a foodie conference for the testers in us. And
Yeah.
rather than calling it a testing conference, we should call it as a testers tasting conference. How do you sound that? Do you think that would be a good idea?
Yeah, that would be fantastic. In fact,
Mhm.
there is a lot of testing happens in tea
Yeah.
or in wine, so we should definitely have such kind of event.
Yeah, okay, great. So I think I just want to ask you one last question. Like obviously with reference to the current technology trends and with reference to COVID, which is basically creating a new norm, what is that you would like to suggest to the people listening to this and hearing this out or seeing this video with a technology perspective, and what exactly would be the future ahead, considering that we're all in this COVID-19 situation?
Yeah. So the current trends that I see in COVID-19 situation has changed us upside down. But if you look at it, the digital innovation is accelerating. More and more businesses are going digital. For example, today, if you see in Singapore, the food delivery options have increased. People prefer food deliveries at home, and I'm sure similar innovations happening, digital transformation happening in other industries as well, especially in logistics, e-commerce. So a lot of brick and mortar shops are going online and offering their deliveries through partners like Food Panda or Grab in Singapore, and I'm sure similar in India. So there is a lot of push for digital transformation, and in fact, COVID-19 has accelerated that. Even you see in education as well, and this is it will increase the adoption of cloud and mobile technologies. And learning these technologies will be very key moving ahead. A lot of businesses will move to cloud directly. They will invest in mobile experience, in IoT, and related technologies that help customer stay home and safe and bring the things that he wants, right?
Great. I think that is very nicely put. Unmesh, I think we can have this chat going a little longer, but considering that we only booked 15 minutes, we had a wonderful time chatting with you. And I'm sure that all of us will be looking forward for your wonderful session, which is again very cutting edge. And as requested, we would also look forward for your like anchoring the panel discussion. I'll talk more about that once we get more time later on.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Aditya.
Unmesh. Yeah, cheers.